2017 inductee W.A. Darling. Born in 1927 in Pleasanton, Texas, W.A. Darling is remembered as one of the leading breeders in quarter horse racing history in the state of Louisiana. After serving his country in the military, he moved to Opelousas in 1953, where he became a lifelong resident of Louisiana. When he retired from the oil business, he became involved full-time in breeding and raising racehorses.
He got into horse racing, I think, just out of his love for horses. When we were young kids, he went out and bought a riding horse. And so we started riding horses. First we'd go out to Lake Ladue and ride them. Then he moved them out to Chautauqua. We'd go out to Chautauqua on Sunday afternoons and ride a lot. And from there he just he took an interest in getting into the racing business and bought his first couple of race horses and was very successful from the beginning.
He also worked towards the growth of the quarter horse racing industry in the state of Louisiana. He was an active member of the LQHBA as a board member. He also served as president in 1984 and in 1990.
As we put in his nomination package, he was one of the leading breeders in the state. What really struck me when we started putting together all the statistics for the nomination, we looked, of course, at his record within the state, and it was just phenomenal with all he'd done with breeding and the number of wins and the amount of money they'd won, and just the great bloodlines that he'd produced. But I guess what really got to me was when we started looking at the LQHBA records, getting out of the state, and we had records. LQHBA goes back online to 1992. And at one point I called Karen and I said, you know, there are some years in the 90s when LQHBA produces this list of about the top 30 breeders. There were times when he was the only person from Louisiana that was listed, that was on that list. You know, and some years there would be anywhere from 1 to 3 people. But he was just about always there.
Darling is one of Louisiana's leading breeders and having 197 winners credited to him with total earnings of $5.4 million. He bred 21 stakes winners, 9 of which have earned 6 figures in their career. His leading money earner was Dashing Obsession, who won 10 of her 23 starts, with 7 stakes wins, including the 2002 Mardi Gras Derby. At the conclusion of 2016, Darling was ranked 30th on the annual AQHA list of all-time quarter horse breeders. As most of you know, behind a good man usually lies a great woman, and W.A. Darling's wife, Christine, was no exception. Although not near as involved in the racing operation, Christine was called upon from time to time to assist.
My mother was a housewife. She never handled the horses. She didn't have any experience with handling the horses. When they were younger, they used to ride horses some, I think prior to when they were first married, way back when. One day when he had one of his horses was colicking in the barn, a worker had called him and he was away from the barn. He wasn't there to tend to him. So he called her and told her that the vet was on their way, but her job was to go to the barn and make sure that horse didn't lay down in that stall and roll. He wanted that horse up on its feet. So she went down there and thought about what she was going to do to keep this horse up on his feet for a while. And next thing you know, she got a chair and she pulled up a chair and sat in front of the stall, got her water hose with a nozzle on the end of the water hose, and every time that horse would try to lay down, she would squirt that horse with the water hose and make the horse jump back up. She sat there and she saved his life. The vet got there in time and the horse was okay. But that was her contribution to the horse industry.
W.A. Darling passed at the age of 90 in 2011. He was married to Carolyn Christine Darling and had 3 children, Bruce, Susan, and Karen. Karen is carrying on the legacy as the owner of Darling Farms, LLC. The 2017 inductee into the LQHBA Hall of Fame, W.A. Darling.